Hey guys, this is my first video on YouTube actually. I've done one video before this, but I'm starting a series on Balloons Tower Defense. If you've never heard of tower defense games before, they're basically a game where you build towers, any kind of towers, and you try to defend against an incoming army. Now in this game it's kind of a little bit of incoming army versus sending units to your enemy, and they're all balloons. So, that being said, you build, you send, you defend. That's pretty much the entire game. And the only goal here is to try to get your enemy to lose 150 lives, which means either just single red balloons, which are worth 1 life, or anything higher, like a blue balloon like you see on the screen there, is worth 2 lives. The stronger the balloon, the more lives are going to be lost. So, in this game, it's more a matter of how much money you can pull in to build the biggest defense or the biggest attack. Now you can see I'm getting attacked already with a whole bunch of balloons from the enemy. Those whole horde of red balloons are being sent from him. Now, there's 2 different types of economy. There's balloon economy and there's farm economy. I'm building up a farm, so you can see that little palm tree in the middle there. That's the farm I'm building. The little bananas that come off of it, that's where I get my money. And the other side, he's sending me balloons, just weak little balloons in big groups, to try to take me out and to build up his economy. So at the top you can see that green number with the arrow next to it, says 250. That's what my balloon economy is. So his is probably up to about 350, somewhere close to 300, 350 right now. And I'm just trying to build up my farm so that I'm going to be a bit above him. Now, the strategy I'm using right now is kind of a Regen Rainbow Rush, is what it's called. Super John Bombo, another YouTuber who's really good at the Regen Rainbow Rush, is where I got the basic idea for what I do. And that's basically build up a huge farm base, and at around 16 or so, I can't remember the exact round, the Regen Rainbows become completely available to you. I'll send a huge rush of rainbow balloons, which is a very high amount of lives it has, as well as put regen on it, which means that after it's been hit, it's going to start recuperating. It's going to get those layers back. So if a rainbow balloon's hit and it's left alone, it'll go back to being a rainbow again. So you have to really take those down quickly and do a lot of damage to them. A lot of AoE damage. So you can tell a regen balloon because it's going to be shaped like a heart instead of being shaped like a balloon. So every balloon you see that's got a little tag on it, that's got a little tattoo, that's being sent by your opponent. So you can see on the left-hand side there, I just sent a small rush just to test his defenses, because he looks weak to me. He's constantly sending eco over to my side, trying to build up his balloon economy, but his are just no match. So his are just getting blown away. If you look at his side, he's basically using 1 tower that he's built up in 2 different ways. And I've just sent another huge rush. I think this one's going to kill him. It's a complete black rush. And looks like he might survive that one. Yeah, looks like he's going to get through that, but just barely. So that tells me that he's just on the edge of being able to handle that with 2 dart monkeys. Now he's got a 3rd dart monkey down where my balloons are going to spawn. That tells me that he's afraid of what I'm sending. But that also shows a weakness. If he's just using dart monkeys and he's got one sub built to airburst, which is another dart type, that's kind of weak. You can hear the cat coming in there now. So the biggest weakness to dart monkeys is that they can't pop lead unless you get a juggernaut, which that catapult one can be upgraded to, but he doesn't have that yet. So if I really wanted to, I could send a few lead balloons out, and he could do almost nothing about it. And then he's got a juggernaut there, so he can do something about it now. So we'll just have to go with the Regen Rainbows. And he's sending a whole bunch of eco my way, so I'm just building up some AoE towers. I'm doing lots of damage out, and I'm still farming up in the process. So he's got a long way to go before he's going to be able to put any damage on me. On top of that, he's not really building up too much defenses. He's spending all of his money trying to build up his economy and do little attacks to me. So that's doing not much to him. Sooner or later, he's going to end up with a lot of problems if he's trying to go late game. He's got 2 subs. He just sold the other one. I have no idea why. Maybe it was not in the right spot. Now he's got it back. But let's go with the Regen Rainbows. And there they go. Let's see. He is not putting them down very well. They're regenerating very quickly. And looks like he's done. So that's the first game. That's our victory for this round. There's a couple different strategies you could go. I mean, Super John Bombo, like I said, he's really good at the Regen Rainbows. He's one of the best at Regen Rainbow and Balloon Economy. So after he sends his huge rush, he's usually not in a position that he's going to die if it doesn't work, which is what a lot of people do. They'll actually sell their farms and use all the money they get to send a huge rush, and I don't like that. I'm going to sell the farms if I see a weakness, if I send a rush, and the guy doesn't die, but not if he can defend the whole thing. See, that's not going to work. But if you send a huge rush and he doesn't die, he's got like 2 lives left. Then sell the farms, go kick his ass. Okay, so we've got another game with Roger Alexander. I cannot pronounce the rest of that name. So again, I'm farming. I threw some tax down. So these tax, I can't really afford a farm and towers right off the bat. So I throw the tax down. They use some of my energy, but that's the trade-off. So you throw these tax down, you can start farming as quickly as possible, and then you get your towers out. Now, something you want to be very mindful of is quality over quantity on towers. And what I mean by that is, when you start upgrading towers, each tower has 4 different upgrades on either side. There's 2 different paths you can do for upgrades. But the first 2 levels of each side you can get. So you can build a tower that's 2 on one side and 4 on the other, or 4 on one side and 2 on the other. So as an example, I've got a submarine out there. He's got one out too. He went completely on the right side. So right now he's got a 2-3 submarine. Well, it might be a 1-3 submarine, actually, because he doesn't have any other towers to use that advanced intel with. And what I mean by that is a submarine can actually shoot at anything that any other tower has at the second tier on the left. So that's called advanced intel. I don't have anything else either, so you can't really get a good look at it. But once another tower is thrown down, you can see one of the first things I go for is trying to get some camo detection. Get a tower with camo detect, and that will give my submarine camo detection as well. So right now I'm just still farming my ass off as relative as I can. I'm trying to stay up with him because you can see he's starting to farm as well. And we're neck and neck on this. His farms are equal on level as mine, and my tower is exactly the same as his, just in a different position. So we're just farming, trying to build up as much economy. I don't know if he's going for a rush, but normally when you farm, you almost always go for a rush, because farms get in the way late game. If you're going late game, you don't really want a farm unless you're planning to get rid of them later on. And if he was planning to get rid of them later on, he'd be sending me some balloon economy. My tax are still there, so he hasn't sent me a thing. So I've got the wizard out, which is what everybody else calls him. He's actually a monkey apprentice is what he's called. And this monkey apprentice has the ability to see camo. Now very shortly you'll see that I upgrade my sub so that it's capable of seeing anything the wizard or apprentice can see. In which case that means it can see camo and it can shoot the range of the wizard. Now I'm calling it a wizard. It must be a YouTube thing, but I've already sent him a Regen Rainbow Rush and it's beating him down. He's still only got the one tower. He only has 18 lives left, so 8 lives left, so it's time to send a few more Regen Pinks, actually. I don't know why I said Rainbow. He doesn't have much defense, just the one. Now he's got 2 subs. Just the 2 subs aren't going to save him. No, when you're sending out Regen balloons, you need a lot more than just the 2 subs. So that's that game done. And let's see. We'll go for one more game. I had to cut the video for a second there because of an ad that came up, but hopefully you didn't notice anything. So let's see. Mr. Alexim1. Oh, I like that map. It's not bad. It's kind of like the last one. When your enemy sends balloons, they come from the opposing side. So on a lot of maps, actually, when somebody sends balloons to you, they come from the reverse side of the first one. So you'll see at the beginning, both sides, the natural balloons, which are being sent by the computer, are going to come out the top. But if he sends economy, it's going to come out the bottom. So I've got the farm up there. He's got a dart monkey. He's went for a 0-3 dart monkey right off the bat. And I'm going engineer. Alright, so I'm trying to get the turrets up. On the engineer, you can put up a whole bunch of turrets. And these turrets can do a lot of damage. And they can spread the damage out quite easily. And he's going for another dart monkey over there. But I still haven't upgraded my farm, so that's going to be the next thing I do here. There, so now it's a 1-0 instead of being a 0-0. And I'm already sending him some balloon economy. Not for the reason to kill him, but just to test his defenses and to build up some extra money on his side, since my defenses are holding pretty well. Now, there's one thing to keep in mind when you're doing a battle like this, and it's that you've got to keep quality over quantity when it comes to these towers. If you build a whole bunch of 1-1 or 0-0 towers, then they're not going to do a whole lot of damage. You're going to get maybe 1 pop every second or so. And that's not going to kill very much. Even on round 1, 0-0 tower of almost any is basically just going to get you by. You might lose a life or 2 in the process, but you really want to get your towers leveled up quickly. And the reason I say upgrade them rather than buying other towers is because, as an example, his dart monkeys there, they start off with a single dart and it just does 1 damage to 1 balloon. And then the next thing is it does 2 damage to 1 balloon. Then the next one is it pierces the balloon. And goes on to more balloons behind it. And then the next one after that is he fires 3 darts doing the same thing. So if you were to buy, instead of those 3 other upgrades, 3 other dart monkeys, so you have 4 dart monkeys, you're getting 4 balloon hits per second or so, which is rather terrible when you consider that 03 could be doing probably in the range of 9 or 16 layers of balloons. So the upgrades are more worth it than going after more towers. And I just tricked him there. I let one of the camo balloons go by before upgrading, and he took it as I have no camo detection. So I let him think that, and then I'm sending a Regen Rainbow Rush again at him, and I used the balloon energy, which is basically you can get a maximum of 20 energy by leaving your game idle or by leaving it closed for some time, and it builds you up. And I've just sold all my farms. I did so much damage, I'm sending all Regen Rainbows. This should kill him. He doesn't have enough defense to deal with that. So yeah, he's about half health there now, and really? Okay, yeah, he just dropped. There must have been some lag there for a second. Alright, so that's it for this video. If you guys want to see any other games, just let me know. But for now, have a good one, guys.